Okay, I'm Becca. I'm one of the co-owners of Old Bear Vintage, and we just opened up here in this space with Thistle, 618 West University. So we split the space, and yeah, come on in, come on into our side. So we buy from people, and we also, well, probably the majority of the stuff is from rag houses, which is essentially the end of the line for clothing in the United States. So essentially there's way too many clothes out there. There's too many clothes that are being donated every single day. The thrift stores are inundated with clothes. They don't have enough people to sort through all the clothes. So most of the time when they're backed up, they don't even process the clothes. They just throw them onto a truck and they sell them by the pound to rag houses. Rag houses are what it sounds like. They're turning clothes into rags. So down there at the border, like Texas and Mexico, there's like at least 500 of these rag houses that are just processing clothes all day. And they're either deciding that they're going to be turned into rags, like depending on the fibers, or they're being sent to developing nations, which essentially is just ruining their textile industry and just ending up in their landfills. So we're essentially just kind of throwing our trash, because we don't have room here in our landfills, to developing nations and just throwing it on them. So we actually have people down there that sort through the clothes, and they're picking like vintage and trying to save the vintage before it either gets turned into rags or sent to the landfill. So we're really trying to get the very end of the line of clothes, trying to save as much as we can. We absolutely do not source like from thrift stores locally. A lot of people are like, oh, we're right next to Denton Thrift, or do you just take the clothes and put it? No, like we are sourcing from the very end of the line, and all of our clothes are washed. We stain treat, we'll fix anything that needs to be fixed. We sew buttons back on, we stitch back sweaters. We're just trying to save as many clothes as we can. All right, so if we want to walk through, so all of our clothes are based on, or like organized by size. So we have this here, every single hanger color coincides with a size. So if you're looking for a large, let's say, you can just look here and you're like, okay, all the larges are green right here. And we don't like gender anything. We really, our main goal here at Old Bear is for people to be able to come in. Doesn't matter what gender you are, what age you are, whatever. Like, we want everyone to be able to find something to wear. So you can come in and just look for your size. If you like it, great. But we don't really have any other like this is specifically women's or whatever. Along here, we just have all of our sweatshirts. And then, we've been doing like holiday racks there. And then this is sweaters. And then we have pants, jackets. And then this are shirts right up here, all the tees. All the top is vintage tees, and on the bottom is a little bit more modern, because again, we focus on vintage, but if there's a cool shirt that's more modern, we don't want it to end up in the landfill, so we try to save, cool shirts. And then as we get farther back, we have more of our high value stuff. So this is our high value pants rack. So like we have, like these are pants from the 80s. They still have their tags, which is just like cool. And then we have higher value sweatshirts, higher value tees. Right now, this is Rebecca. She's our other co-owner, and she's doing a buyback. So we had a customer come in this morning with stuff to sell. So she's going through all of that right now. And then above here, this is like our pride and joy. This is our sweater collection, our Coogee and Coogee style sweaters. Right in the center, they're all handmade in Australia, and they're all from the 90s. And like Big E is who made them really popular in the 90s, and they've just really held their value. They're probably our most expensive items, but like they're just made really good quality, and they will last forever. They've lasted at least 30 years. They're going to last another 30 years. And that's the thing too, that we're trying to educate people on buying vintage clothes over fast fashion, is that vintage clothes they were just made better. A lot of the stuff was made in the United States, like in unions. So, you know, the people that were making them were paid well. And unfortunately, nowadays, fast fashion, it's all overseas. And, you know, there's like kids making clothes. They're not making any money, and they're just made with like the cheapest materials as possible. So, you know, people might be like, oh my gosh, why would I spend, you know, $75 for a sweater when I can go on Shein and find a sweater for $10? Unfortunately, that sweater that you bought for $10 is maybe going to last you 3 washes. You know, unfortunately, the quality is just not there. And then also that material is just not good, and it's just going to end up in a landfill. It can't be, you know, it's not biodegradable or anything. So yeah, the thing is with these sweaters, you know, they're going to last forever. Yeah, so those are probably my favorite items that we have. They're just like all unique, and yeah, our bear wears them too. So we've been in Denton now for 5 years. Rebecca and I are originally from Los Angeles. Well, she's from Arkansas, but we met in LA. We were working corporate, worked in TV for all of our 20s, and we were just kind of like, this is not for us. You know, I was sitting at a desk all day, and I just felt like I wasn't really doing anything positive. And so we started like going to yard sales on weekends just for fun, and we realized that there were just all these cool clothes that were just sitting there. No one was buying them, and there were like, especially in LA, there was like a lot of really cool TV and movie memorabilia stuff, and like people were just giving it away because they got it for free, but like there's a lot of value in that. People collect them. And so we started selling online, and then we realized like, hey, we could actually quit our jobs and do this full time. So we moved to Denton. Rebecca's family and close by, and yeah, her sister was like, you guys would love Denton. And so we're like, okay. So we kind of like blindly moved here. But I mean, we love it. We've been here since 2019, and we're still just online for the first few years. And then after the pandemic happened, we were feeling kind of like everyone else, or just like a little bit like wanting that human connection, you know? So we're like, we don't really want to sell online anymore. We want to sell in person. And so, yeah, we popped up at Aura a couple years ago, and immediately just loved selling in person, like being able to see someone's reaction, like seeing a piece, you know, and like putting it on and it fits them, like is just, I don't know, it's awesome. Oh my gosh, we love everyone in Denton so much. Like, the community here is just so supportive, and again, being from Los Angeles, I never really felt that sense of community, and I felt like that was something that I was really missing. And then immediately here, like when we went into Aura, it was just like, it felt like home. And, you know, being queer too, just like the queer community here is just like so welcoming. Like they just welcomed us as like a business just so nicely. And yeah, I don't know, Denton is just like super special, and I feel like Old Bear really like fits in well with Denton.